Hey everybody, it's Jeff Mills here, and welcome to another Power Lead System interview series. Today we've got Ace and Rich that are going to be joining us in just a few moments, and we're so excited to share their story with everybody. They've got an amazing story. I think an amazing story where they had a lot of different hurdles and hiccups and things in business that went really well, then turned really bad, and then they did things that did really well. It's just kind of the cycle that entrepreneurs have. They're going to share their journey, their story, and there's a good news. There's a good ending at the end of it, which you guys get to hear what they're doing now and how successful they've become with the Power Lead System. And we want to just encourage you guys. We want to encourage you to jump on this live presentation right now and go message your friends, message your downline, connect with people here inside the Facebook group, people you know that you brought into this Facebook group. In the comment box below, you can tag somebody in there. You can hit the share button. You can hit the like button on this video and help get the message out there, you guys. So don't be stingy with your social media love, y'all. Okay, do the right thing and like this video, and then share it or tag somebody in the comments below so you can get as many eyeballs on this. You don't want anyone to miss the special content we're going to be sharing on today's interview series. So we are going to get started in about, 10 seconds. And if you see my face is a little bit flushed and red today, it's because I was working outside and I'm a little bit hot. And that's just the way it is. It's just what's going to have to happen today. So anyway, so let's go ahead and get started. Let's begin the interview. We've got Ace and Rich here. Rich Guzman is here. And Ace, do you have the same last name, different last name?
Not yet until he asked me.
Oh my goodness. Ace, what are you doing?
I'm totally under the bus.
So we're gonna begin with you guys. Just introduce yourselves, and I guess you can say whatever you want to say. Like basically your journey. Let's just go into one of you can start, and then the other one can kind of start, because there is a coming together in the story here that's important. And whoever wants to go first can go first.
Well, first of all, thank you for the opportunity here to be with you. We finally meet one of our instructors from the courses, right? The one and only Jeff Mills. So thank you for the opportunity to be here. What's up, PLS community and family? How are you guys? I'm so excited to be here, Rich.
Absolutely. I'm totally stoked.
Yes.
Totally stoked.
And, we really want to take you on the journey, and we're going to journey back to the past of how things started, because we know what it's like to get started with nothing and, to go from zero to making our first six figures and multiple six figures right on after. So I'll start first, pretty much. Sure. Yeah. And this is for a lot. Thank you. This is for a lot of you moms out there who are single mothers. Okay. Those who are single moms, go ahead and comment in the chat and just tell me that you're a single mom, because you know what? We are powerful and we are empowered women. And let me tell you something. I was a single mom living in New Jersey, and I have a son. And at the time when I was living in New Jersey, my son was just about barely 3 years old. And I was working 2 jobs. I was a personal care assistant to the mentally disabled, and I also was working in a bridal store. And at the same time, I had to go to school. So I went to college at night. So I had to do all of this, and I was trying to create income with my network marketing company. And I was selling for a company called Melaleuca, and I was with them for a long time as a consumer. And then I started becoming a distributor. And I'll tell you guys, I hustled so much. I had to go to different neighborhoods. I had to do home parties, cold calling. I had to buy lead lists. And I did everything my upline told me to do, and I never really could get any far. And so I got sick and tired of that, because I was putting my life in danger, and I was a single mom. So I didn't like the fact that I had to leave and go to work, and my son would be at the window crying, "Mommy, please don't go to work. I want you to stay with me." And I just felt so bad, and it broke my heart. And that was my pinnacle moment where I made a decision. I was like, that's it. I'm not doing this no more. Once I graduate college, I'm not doing this job. I'm going to leave one of them and just keep one, and then try to see what I can do as far as get creative and go online and make a name for myself where I can literally start talking to people and finding prospects on the internet. And so what I did was I jumped off of my MySpace account and went to Facebook for the first time in that time frame. And I opened up an account. I started just mass connecting with people online. Of course, I made all the mistakes in the book and started spamming the hell out of them. So obviously that didn't work. And then all of a sudden I was growing my audience that way. And then somebody told me, you should go on YouTube and start a YouTube channel. So I was doing that. And then they said, you could start interviewing people. And I was like, that's a good suggestion. Let me try that. So I started talking about network marketing. I started talking about all the problems that network marketers go through. And I started sharing all of this stuff about how to handle prospecting, how to recruit, how to train your team to rank up and things like that. Meanwhile, I never faked it till I made it. What I did was I told the struggles that I was going through, right? And I didn't have anything fancy or anything like that. I had a busted laptop and a busted, lamp with the bad lighting. Remember that? I used to do videos in the dark, right? And then after that, I started moving forward and I met some very powerful people in the industry of online and network marketing. And lo and behold, I got an opportunity to be a co-host on Blog Talk Radio. And I created a name for myself called The A. Haldry Show. And so I would do podcasting. And I did podcasting and I was interviewing people that were self-published authors, and especially with indie books, and they would publish their own books and I would interview them about their journey. And at the same time, that was kind of a free way to get some free training, wouldn't you say? So I would learn all their secrets and I would just take it all in and soak it up like a sponge. And as I was doing that, I actually was able to create my own community, and it was called the VIP Skype Party. So I opened up a Skype account. I added like over 100 members into my Skype group. And lo and behold, one of my friends in that group introduced me to this guy right here. You want to take it from there?
Yeah,
because the story gets even better.
Yeah, so I mean, we met on the Skype party. It was a group Skype group that we all connected with, and she was a speaker, and I was like, wow, this girl's got like a strong voice. She's got a commanding voice, and that's what attracted me to her. So we started just talking late nights, up to 2 a.m. Okay, and just friends, nothing serious, guys. This is all about just connecting and building a business and building relationships. And all of a sudden, she said, hey, do you want to come visit me? And I was like, sure, why not? So I ended up visiting her. And then from there, we just got together and we, started forming a relationship. And then I had to go to the Caribbean. So I was in the Caribbean still talking to her. And I knew, well, something's going on. I'm in paradise, but I'm on the laptop in a room instead of being at the beach. There's got to be more than just friendship here, right? So from there, I went back and I went to visit her again and end up living with her in New Jersey. Okay. But I want to just take a step back and let you know more about me.
Yes.
So you can learn more where I came from. My name is Richard Guzman. In 2008 is when I started my journey with internet marketing. And prior to that, I was a Geek Squad working at Best Buy. And also I was a professional lead guitar player for a Springfield heavy metal band called Clip. And we were on our second album in the studio, and I left the band around August, and in late August I got signed up with my first high-ticket affiliate marketing company. Now, just to let you know, when I first got started, it didn't work out as I expected. Okay, I thought that I understood it because I saw other people have success. I'm like, hey, they can do it, I can do it, right? And I had that attitude, and I was just kind of ignorant. I didn't really understand the journeys and and the lessons that people go through in being an entrepreneur. So what happened was I started learning the ropes about generating leads. I started learning the ropes of understanding marketing, right? And then from there, I made some money, right? Nothing to really fire your boss and be happy about, but I made some money just to learn about the journey. Then a year later, I actually started this new journey, a new company that I was literally crushing it, okay? And how I did this was I ended up focusing on building relationships, right? Just like what we talked about in the Skype party. So I was building relationships, and the relationships that I was building were not just any relationships. These are relationships of people who have influence, okay? And how I did that was I ended up, putting very influential posts on my Facebook. Now, keep in mind, back then, this was the Wild Wild West with Facebook. Facebook, you can put up a post and everybody can see your stuff. Now, algorithms change, doesn't work that way anymore. So I would attract different people and different leaders, and I would have conversations with them. And a person I partnered up with in this company, which was an MLM travel company, I ended up doing like 3-way calls with them, right? And then from there, I would take the reins and I would continue the conversation. I was challenged in some of these conversations with these leaders, but I held my ground. I learned about posture. I learned about believing and having strong belief in what you're doing, and don't let anybody push you around, okay? So what I did was I ended up closing these people into this company, and before I knew it, I had literally like thousands upon tens of thousands of people underneath me on my downline. And this was my first experience of really having true success in an online, business. And I got so excited, making $10,000 a month, $20,000 a month, bonus checks. I became International Diamond, and it was
take us to like what year? What year was this all happening at?
This was happening in 2009.
Okay.
Yep. So I was becoming, International Diamond. I think I made 20,000 in my first 5 weeks, and then from there went for like 30,000, and the list goes on and on, right? Because you get bonus checks, you get monthly checks. And from there, my first.
Hold on. You're making it like it wasn't that big of a deal. Like this is the first time you ever started getting like monthly income and five-figure checks coming away. What was that like for you? Because I think you were still working at Best Buy at the time, or you separated from Best Buy at that time?
I separated from Best Buy because when I left Best Buy, it was when I first made that first 6 figures. So I didn't leave till after I made my first 6 figures.
Okay, so what was that like? The question is, what was it like for you to come across now having all this money? What were you doing with it? Were you going crazy? Were you super conservative? What was your life like?
I actually rewarded myself with my first laptop, my first MacBook Pro. I said, you know what? I'm going to buy a MacBook Pro. So I got really excited about that because I always wanted one, and that was a reward to myself. So that's what I did for myself for the business.
Yeah.
And then from there, I just felt like I thought I was going to be excited, but the opposite happened to me, Jeff. What happened was I got calm, and I had like this big weight just like lifted off my shoulders. And I had this calm sensation come over me, and I was like, wow, like I'm really making a lot of money here, and that's how it hit me, And then from there, I started going to like live events. I started, going to new offers, right? Because I felt confident. So I want to create different income streams. So I started going to new offers, and I said, this is the reason why I got started in the first place in this industry, is because I wanted to get out of my hometown. I wanted to travel. That's why I got in the band in the first place, right? To be a rock star, to travel and see the world. So I ended up traveling and going to different live events for a different company, and then from there, I was asked to talk on stage, and I got very excited about that. And when opportunity knocks, don't hesitate. Just jump on it.
Mm-hmm.
But with the money, I ended up just using it for traveling, for business, and I brought my first laptop and things like that, and I pretty much saved it.
Yeah.
The rest.
Well, that's smart. And then you got to remember to pay your taxes.
Taxes were like the first thing on the
lesson learned.
Yeah, lesson learned on that one. So what happened was, speaking of taxes, let's talk about that pain because it's a lesson that everybody can learn, right? So what happened was I didn't pay my taxes that every quarter because I was new to business. I didn't understand you have to pay every quarter. So next year, the big payment had to come out, right? And luckily, I saved the money. And if I didn't save the money, I wouldn't have the money to pay my taxes. But guys, I got penalized for not paying my quarterly taxes.
Yeah.
So just a lesson for you guys to learn.
Yes.
Little pain there, but always pain becomes a lesson there. So,
yes.
So I ended up being asked to talk on stage. And here's the cool thing, guys. And I want to share this with you. When I first got started in 2008, I looked at this company I was in, and I watched these people have success. And I said to myself, how are these people doing this? But and then I saw that for that company, there was a coach who were coaching these people. What were they doing? They were investing in themselves.
Yes.
And I said, that guy is going to be my coach one day. And I speak it into existence. And that day that I went to that offer and I got asked to talk on stage, that was the same day that that coach shared the stage with me. And I didn't even know. Think about that. And that day I actually, we met and I actually signed up for his coaching. So that's also what I did with the money. I reinvested it back into myself. So I could learn about things that I didn't like about myself. Right. And learn to become a better entrepreneur. Now, keep in mind, you think you're going to get, trained by a millionaire, you're going to learn to be a millionaire. And I'm like, wow, great. I'm investing in myself. I'm going to learn to be a millionaire. I'm excited. I'm going to learn. This guy's going to teach me how to make money. Boy, that was a rude awakening, because when I actually was coached, it wasn't about money. It was about my mindset. It was about me. It was about like how my behavior patterns were keeping me stuck from actually having more success. Right? And it paid off, because now we're going to go to the darkest times of my life. So now, as everything is going great, and I'm traveling, I got asked to talk on stage, and everything's going great. Rich is making money, life is good, right? Dreams are coming true. All of a sudden, the business that was my cash cow, guess what happened? Got shut down.
Mm.
So when it got shut down, what did I do? Didn't have much money to live on. Money goes quick, guys. Money goes quick. It doesn't last. Okay.
Yes.
And even though I saved it, it still goes. You have bills to pay, life, it goes. So now, what paid off during the darkest times of my life? It paid off when I invested in myself when I had the money. Because when I was going through that darkest time, all the wisdom that I learned through my coaching taught me to be responsible, taught me to be more educated on my mindset. And he told me, I remember he says, you know what, Rich, when I was building my business, when I was struggling, I had to go back to work at times. And I had to do what I had to do to fund my business. And what he told me was, you need to be effing responsible. And if you ever have any issues, you get back to work and you do it all over again if you have to. And not, I don't know what happened. I mean, when he was telling me this stuff, my life was still going great. But look at what happened. I lost it all. And that coaching, investing in myself really paid off. Because what did I do? I had to go back to work, to the same job that I left when I was making a lot of money. Had to crawl right back to work, ask the same boss for my job back. But what was the difference of going back to work? I went back to work with a different mindset. I went back to work. I was winning awards and top sales in Geek Squad because my mindset was completely shifted from all the lessons I learned along my journey. Right? So once that happened, I mean, we met in 2010 and this is when I lost everything, I was with her.
Yeah.
You're still on the side, like besides doing Best Buy, you're still trying to do internet marketing on the side and rebuilding.
Always. Never stopped, Jeff. I never stopped.
Right.
Like I was like blogging, I was doing video marketing, and then my video account got shut down because the old YouTube account, you could have any type of music in the background. And that was my old account. I was a YouTube partner and I had a lot of subscribers and I was crushing it with my YouTube. And then automatically one day I saw my YouTube gone. Yeah. And I'm like, what happened?
What happened? Why'd they take it away?
Because of the 80s and 90s music he had playing in the background.
Oh, yeah, background music.
Because back then you could put copyrighted music when the kids own YouTube. And then when Google owned YouTube, things changed. And then there was nothing I could do about it. I had to start all over from scratch with a brand new YouTube channel. Okay. But I knew I had to do what I had to do. Right. So from there, we met, like I said, in 2010, we met. And during the time we met is when I lost my business and I had to go back to work. Okay. And then from there, we ended up going to, back to Massachusetts from New Jersey.
And that was because, truth be told, we were living together for almost a year. And then because of what happened, we tried to stick it out as long as we could. But my parents, they just couldn't handle it. And they were just like, they couldn't financially support all of us. So one of us had to go and they wanted to kick him out. So they kicked him out of my house. And then I showed face to my father, who's a military veteran, God rest his soul. He passed away 2 years ago. He kicked Rich out and I had to, get into his face. And I said, look, Dad, if you kick him out, we're a team. I'm going with him and I'm taking your grandchild with me. So we're all going together. I don't care where he goes. I'm following him. And that's what I did.
So that's when I called my friend. I said, look, I have to be tomorrow in Massachusetts. Can you help me find a place to stay for me, my girl, and her son?
Yes.
So he's like, well, let me see what I could do. So he called me back. He says, okay, I could let you stay with me for a while. And I'm like, oh my God, that's all I need. That's all I need. I got the job lined up because I had a phone interview and my manager said, if you can get here, I'll get you a physical interview. You got the job. So my mission was like, get back to work. Like Jeffrey said, get back to work if you have to, right? So went back to work. I got over there. Now it gets really bad because the place we're staying at, we find out that the girlfriend was a heroin addict. Right. We ended up staying with her for a while. And then she ends up like bringing guys and people into this house. And they end up stealing my MacBook Pro that I brought for myself to reward myself.
They took it.
It's gone, right?
Yeah.
Seminole Valley for that one. And then from there, I come home from work one day. She's like, look, I go, why do you have all these bags packed? I mean, what's going on? She goes, we got to get out of here right now.
I got a text message on the phone by the landlord's friend who said, "You people are nice people. I'm warning you, get out of the house now. They're coming to clean house. And if those guys find you there, they're going to kill you guys."
Yeah, like literally.
Yeah, they would.
Yeah, it was like bad.
So I was like, Rich, that's it. Let's go. And I threw everything I could into garbage bags. And
where'd you go?
We went to a Motel 6. This is how we ended up in the Motel 6 and living there.
So I told her, I said, I don't care where we go, but if it's a motel, it better be right by my job. So I can, because I was saving money for a while here, Jeff. I was saving money, so I had a decent amount put away for an apartment, but it was hard to find an apartment. So when we went to Motel 6, it was right by my job, right down the street. So I knew I can get to work with barely no gas, right? That's all I cared about. So, so I just kept working. And then one day she found the apartment. Here we are 6 years later, we're still in this apartment. And I'm going to put it out there, but our dream and our next goal is to move to Maui, Hawaii and live in one of the most beautiful places in the world.
Which city in Maui?
Kihei.
Kihei, yeah, I've been there many times. Love that place. I love going south of there.
When we first got the apartment, we had no furniture, guys. The only thing we were able to afford and buy with Rich's check was a whiteboard, and we were able to, equip ourselves with our video equipment. Our whiteboard was what got us through. We had no furniture, no cutlery, no dishes, no nothing. Just the whiteboard.
I had my desktops I built over time, right? Because I know how to build computers, and I had one older laptop and 2 desktops. And I had, of course, my own, monitors and everything. We kept those things. Lucky that didn't get stolen.
And I never stopped blogging, guys. I never stopped blogging for our blog, aceandrich.com. I kept blogging.
Yeah, it evolved over time, and we never stopped blogging. But here's a part of the story that people don't know. We were in a different high-ticket affiliate marketing company together. In this journey. And it was called Six Figure Mentors. And we struggled. We kept struggling, but we never stopped blogging. We made it like 11,000 in 3 years.
In 3 years.
Right? Through the blog alone. Right? Not too bad, but it's not what I'm looking. I'm looking to fire my boss and go back to have my freedom. So we just kept trying and trying and trying. And one day, I saw somebody on YouTube, and I said, "This guy is teaching something different. I need to learn." And this person was doing this coaching. And it was like, $300 for like 2 sessions. I'm like, I'm game. Let's do it. Right? I've learned to invest in myself. $300, let's do it. So what happened was he taught me about solo ads. And I didn't know about solo ads. Like I've heard about it, but I didn't really know about solo ads, right? And so from there, I started learning about how to run solo ads for different offers and how to create some income. And it worked. It really worked. I got really excited. But what happened was during this process, and it was January I did the coaching in 2016, right? And then in about, let's see, a month or 2 months later is when we signed up for our current company that we're in right now. Now, keep in mind, we're still in the other company. We're struggling, Jeff, getting worse. I said, we got to do something. So I said, what are we going to do? So we got an email. We got on this list, and we got an email from this company. And this is when we signed up. We signed up. It was a $1 trial. And when we signed up for a $1 trial, it was like, I'm like, look, you save $10 a month. You do 37 a month. I'll do the 37 a month. I mean, I'm paying 97 over here a month. I can do 37 a month.
Of course, truth be told, ladies, he did do it without asking me first.
Yeah, I did it without asking her. Because I just, I just wanted to try something different. I said, I got to change things. So I went for it. I liked the offer. I liked what it entailed, right? So I said, we need a strategy. We don't have much money. Right? So what can we do? Jeff, I scoured the internet, and I went out there and I made a list of all the questions from all the comments from people on YouTube, from different other people's channels, from Quora, from Facebook, and going to other leaders, and the leaders are now answering these questions. So we took these questions, we took the first name down, and answered the questions. So we did this Q&A videos. And we did Q&A with Ace and Rich. Ask Ace and Rich. And we literally answer the questions, even though we didn't even know if people were watching or not.
So we put ourselves on a video challenge, and every day we answered a question a day, every day on video.
And then people in the other community started seeing our videos on YouTube, and they started following us.
Yes.
No, let's pause there. That's a good spot to pause. A lot of people get freaked out doing videos. Like a lot of people would be totally paranoid to get on a video call with me like we're doing right now. So how did you overcome any kind of video fear or just getting in front of the camera, knowing what you're going to say? Like what went through your mind to be able to overcome that and just do it?
Well, in 2008, my first experience was learning video marketing. So let's back up for a second and talk about that time. Because when I first learned, I was new and I was scared. I mean, it was different for me to be on video. But after a while, I realized that I thought there was a lot of people looking at you like a big crowd because you see YouTube being a very busy place. But then what really hit me, I said, well, wait a minute, that's not true. People are only watching, one person at a time is watching you. So you're only getting one person looking at you at a time. I'm like, well, that's not bad. So I got over that because once that hit me and I realized like, oh, I just made it bigger than what it really was, you know? So at this time I was experienced with video marketing, but I didn't have a strategy. So I used that strategy, like what I explained. And that's when people just started following us because we were answering their questions where other people weren't answering their questions.
Right.
And they are like, what are you doing? I'm just generating leads right now. And like, you're generating leads? I'm trying to generate leads and I can't even generate leads. I'm like, well, I'll show you, you know?
Yeah.
Well, what are you doing? I want to sign up with what you're doing. And we weren't even like pitching or nothing. We were just
pitching.
Answering their questions.
No.
And we signed them up in the offer and we just kept doing it over and over and over and over again.
Yes.
And that's when from the dark came the light and we did over 42K
in 15
weeks.
Wow. That was a high ticket offer too, right?
Right.
Yes.
That's what high ticket offers, man. They can get you flushed up with cash very quickly if you got the dough. But once you get in and you start doing what you're doing and you get some that's working, you can start stacking cash, like you said, in 6-7 weeks. And
here's the important part, Jeff, because when you make your income and your profits, those commissions, you have to be disciplined. And this is advice for everyone here that are affiliates. Try to be disciplined and not pay yourself for a while.
You need
to roll it back into the business for positioning. And that's what we did. So there was a position called Pro, and we positioned ourselves to make that $1,000 commission. And then we rocked it.
That's $2,000. And then it's $10,000. And then it was was only 30,000, right? So
we rocked it.
But the thing about it is, like, we rolled everything back in.
Every cent.
We did not pay ourselves. Jeff, in 2016, I could have fired my boss, but because of that coaching, I stayed at my job an extra year.
You stayed at the job. I fired my boss.
Yeah, I said you can leave. So I stayed there for an extra year, and I just learned a valuable lesson, right? About how it does take capital to build your business.
Absolutely.
And that was the problem that I had, Jeff, in the past.
Yeah.
I wanted to do everything free.
Yeah.
And I realized, like, well, wait a minute. No, to really build a successful business, you need to build capital. Now, keep in mind, it's not typical, but the bulk of that income in the beginning came through free marketing.
Yes.
Right, because of the hustle mentality, of the constant consistency and grinding and strategy, right? And
so when were you doing all this? You were working during the day, and then at night you're on video doing your shows?
Videos.
Yeah. Yeah. Not only that, but then the company wanted us to do company calls.
So we would host the inner circles.
So I would do the company calls coming after work, exhausted.
In his uniform.
Yeah. And here's another lesson I want to share with everybody, and it's going to help them if you have a job. Okay. What happened to me was when I got my job back, all I can get was part-time, but I took it. I had to. I had no choice. Right. I told him, I said, when you have a full-time position open, let me know. I want it. So I applied, didn't get the first time. The second time I applied again, I got it the second time. I said, Chris was my boss. I said, Chris, now that I'm full-time, I want you to give me the most hours as possible. And he did. He gave me literally 12-hour days. And you know what that did with the extra capital? I was buying traffic every single week, whether no sales came in or not, building that list, emailing every single week without clockwork. And you know what happened? I started seeing the onesie and the twosies come in at sales on a daily basis. And that's when that's when the big picture really hit me. I'm like, oh my God, it takes capital.
We're now in 2016. you're having success in your primary. When does PLS land? And then you start knocking this thing apart.
Okay.
So after 2016, we're moving into 2017, and I started seeing a shift in the business. Right?
Yes.
Entrepreneurs, we must face these challenges. That's what happens.
Absolutely.
And things weren't working as well as it was for some reason, right? So I started looking for a different offer. Now, keep in mind, I knew about PLS prior because I've heard about it. I've actually, had a position in it, right? And it was many, many years back.
You just didn't do anything with it.
I didn't do anything with it because I didn't understand the big picture.
Right. A lot of people had come in that way. They joined it. They didn't know what to do, and they just kind of let it go.
No, because he only made $6 from a lead lightning sale. That was it.
I didn't realize the big picture.
Yeah.
So, and I learned about the high ticket. I learned about position. I learned that it was important. So when I saw things started to shift,
yes,
I said, you know what? Power Lead System has been around for a long time. Man, they stick like glue. They've been around. Man, they outdone all these other companies that are come and gone. I need something with stability. You know what I mean? I want something with stability that I know is going to be here for the long haul.
And then you told me about it.
Yeah, but I need to find something that I could use in conjunction with the primary offer. So if someone doesn't join the primary offer, I can still make capital. I can still create capital.
Exactly.
And that's when I knew that Power Lead System was powerful for that reason.
And I found out about it this way. And this is, I hope you guys can relate to this because this is what happened. I didn't find out about it until he had a pass up. When the diamond cell passed up, he was just testing in that moment with traffic.
Yeah, the funnel.
And because he wasn't positioned at diamond, it passed up at the time when PLS had passed up.
I just got in. So
and then I said, "What's wrong with you? Why aren't you practicing what you preach?"
And then at that moment, I went all in.
We went all in.
Right, went all in. And keep in mind, MTI wasn't available yet.
No,
it was only up to platinum.
All up to platinum.
So from there, we really dug in our heels. We started learning more about Power Lead System, going to the training, and I'm like, oh, the diamond training has a co-op training. Duh.
Yes.
That creates leverage with your team.
Yes.
Oh my God. Like that was a wake-up call for me on that one.
So you're saying, wait, you're saying the actual training is actually good inside the courses that people buy?
the diamond was extremely, I was like, what?
It helped us.
So what I did was I followed that. I said, well, I'm going to do a co-op.
Yes.
So I used Click Magic. I created a co-op, right? Like I was taught.
Yes.
And all of a sudden, we saw like team members making sale along with us. Not just us, but team members making sales with us.
Yes.
And what I love about Power Lead System is having a second tier.
Absolutely.
Now, I don't know about you, but I don't know if you know how valuable a second tier is, but it's extremely valuable when you're building a business online to create capital. Okay, so we kept doing that, and that really helped understand the leverage and the power of Power Lead System. Then we went into platinum, and then the big news: something big is coming.
Yes.
The tease. I don't like to get teased, but I want to know what it is. And you guys are the best at holding and keeping your mouth shut and zipping your mouth, right? You guys are great at that, right? No leaks. Like you guys are like Apple. You can't even get a leak through. You know what I mean? So I can tell you that as soon as that was released, we knew that we were going to jump on it as soon as it came.
So on it.
We were like at that starting gate, right? I used to be at BFX Racing when I was in my teenage years, right? So I was like at that gate ready to just take off with that bike, and same feeling, like I'm just ready to just leap. And it's just like waiting and waiting and waiting. And when it was finally launched, I said, oh my God, we have leaders teaching their strategies and their methods on what they're doing. Oh my God, this is sick. This is completely sick. So for me, the product has to have value. And this had immense value. I mean, like even there's new stuff right now. And just truth be told, Jeff, just recently, I'm starting to go through your course.
Yep.
And now I'm learning about like the fact that you do Facebook advertising.
Yep.
I just opened it up like last week, and that's just being honest. Because you know why? One of the lives you did recently, and you were talking about it, and that just put a bug in my ear, telling me like, maybe you should go check that one out, because there's so many different trainings, right?
Yeah.
You put a bug in my ear, so now I'm starting to open that up, which is really cool. But the thing about it is, I'm like, this is value. We can sell this.
Yes.
People need this.
Absolutely.
Right? This is a need. People need this in this industry.
And right before MTI was launched, we actually got our ducks lined in a row. We were smart. We started pre-framing our bonuses and incentives early on. And we're like, guys, when we say go, you go. And once you guys launched MTI, it was like, guys, it's live. Everybody started jumping on board.
Yeah.
It was crazy.
And not only that, but this is something that I want to talk about.
Mm-hmm.
People look at MTI like, oh my God, it's $14.97. Guys,
Mm-mm.
I'm going to lay it out and just be straight with you. I have to say this.
Gotta keep it real.
Most high ticket affiliate marketing companies that I've been a part of in the past, to make $1,000 commission, averages around $3,000.
Pretty much.
When you look at something that's $14.97
Mm-hmm.
and you make $1,000 off of $14.97, you're not going to find that anywhere. You're not.
You're not.
I haven't found it. Right. So, and to me, that is insane. I don't know how you guys even managed to do that at all. You know what I mean? So when we actually sold MTI, we wanted to give people a reason to want to buy MTI. It's enough that the value is there, but how can we frame it in a way
Where we position ourselves.
that we position
in
ourselves
front of the offer.
as a go-to person to want to
Yes.
buy from us, right?
Exactly.
All right, let's pause here, and let's back that up a little bit, and let's talk about as a PLS group, how are you? Let's first talk about how are you getting your leads to find you for PLS first of all,
Yep.
and then once you started getting people into your drip campaigns, how did you position all in and get everything and upgrade and kind of this reward system you created as well? So let's kind of take people and train people on how you initiate that getting people to the beginning of your funnel.
Well,
Yeah.
first of all, every lead and every buyer matters. So we never leave any stone unturned. We have a follow-up process that we, stick up to. So although Rich does, video marketing, and we put our links in our videos as call to action so we can collect leads like that. We also do that within our emails, and we also build our own list. So we actually have that.
Yeah, solo ads running.
We do solo ad
Yeah.
marketing as well, and we have it through that. And every lead that comes in, we follow up immediately. We follow
Are
up.
you using some special capture page, or are you just using exactly what the Power Lead system gave you?
Well, the secret is I use the VIP section.
Okay.
There's always like new funnels coming out there and stuff. And truth be told, I'm gonna lay this out. I saw an old funnel from
That's an old one.
it was a company specific name. I'm drawing a brain fart right now.
Digital Altitude?
Was it Digital Altitude?
Digital Altitude.
Digital Altitude.
Yeah, an old one.
I took that funnel and I reversed it, and I used it, and it was converting.
Mm.
And not only that, but I took the bridge page from that funnel.
Yes.
And
Explain to people what a bridge page is.
good.
So the bridge page is just the way to bridge between you and the offer. So basically it shows up before the sales page.
Yeah.
So you're driving traffic, whether it's through YouTube videos, through your blog. They click on the link. They're going to land on the first page. That's the bridge page before you show them the offer.
Right.
Yes.
Okay.
Exactly. Or if we have our own sales page, it'll just be us immediately. So
Right.
if it's us,
Mhm.
it just goes from capture page to sales page.
Yes.
Right. So and then as far as like the solo ads and everything else that we do, there's a method on how we follow up, because for us, we want to make sure we leave no stone unturned.
Right.
Okay.
Right.
We want to make sure that we hit every aspect and not miss a beat.
So the moment that PLS sends a notification that we have a buyer who purchased either a Lead Lightning or a gold membership, we really like to work with gold memberships. So what we do is we put emphasis on sending a welcome personalized email to every single buyer ourselves.
This is a manual process. This is not Power.
It's our manual process.
It's you personally emailing somebody.
Absolutely. There's
Yeah.
nothing wrong, Jeff, with doing a little bit of extra effort and work.
No, I think like it's amazing what everyone wants automation, right? Everyone's looking
I know.
for that. Then, and what really matters is not the automation. It's the time you take to manually connect. And maybe that's why you guys are so successful, because you're actually reaching out and connecting with your new buyers who you didn't know who they were at the beginning, but now you know, and now you're walking them in and you're giving them advice, and you're ushering them up
Yes.
the escalation ladder, you know?
Absolutely. We call it point, guide, and direct. So when
Yeah.
they come in, we point them to the direction of logging into PLS, which is the very first thing they must do. Because believe it or not, some people just need to be told to do that.
And not only that, but we all have cell phones, right?
Yes.
And now we're starting to implement texting. When the buyer comes in, that buyer's phone number is right on that list,
Exactly.
and just say hi, welcome them.
Text message.
And here's what happens.
hmm
When you contact them, some of them were about to leave.
Yeah.
They didn't know what to do because there was no
Yeah.
guidance.
Exactly.
Right.
So when we contact them, they go, oh, well, now that I'm talking to somebody, I want to stay.
Yeah.
Show me what you got, and that really is a big wake-up call for a lot of people, right? That's a big wake-up call for a lot of people because they think that just because the buyer comes in, that they're going to stick around. And the reality is some do, some won't, right? Next, but why not change the equation and contact more people and get more results?
Exactly.
So do you have a community you bring them into? What happens once they join at Gold?
Group, and
Yeah.
we do encourage them to join. Obviously, follow the steps of the getting started steps to join the corporate company Facebook group, so that way
Yeah.
they can participate here. But we also like to keep our team tight knit, so we put
Right.
everybody, all golds, inside our own Facebook group. Yeah.
But we do have separate groups.
We do.
So let's talk about the first group.
Yeah.
The first group is for all Gold members. Here's what we do with the Gold members. We have them watch every single Wednesday and Thursday. They get to watch Franco.
Mhm.
We're right in our Facebook group. Very, very simple
Mhm.
with our own page, right? And then we have a separate group for that, which is called MTI group. It's a special MTI group. Okay.
Those are for people who went all in.
Exactly.
Yes.
Anybody who is diamond, platinum, or gold go into the group where they could watch Franco.
Right.
Anybody who goes MTI gets like weekly private training with us and our team members as well.
That's
Mhm.
what we do.
Yeah.
And we
Okay.
teach at night. So
Yeah.
because they put that investment into going all in, we give a portion of our time as well and coach them ourselves based on our experience and what worked for us.
Right.
And we teach them at 9:00 at night
Yeah.
every Wednesday.
I would think that one of the things you shared with me earlier when we were doing the pregame for this is that you learned through some of the other training you were getting and some of the other companies that you were with how to actually make an offer, how to get somebody curious, to kind of chase the carrot to get them in your funnel. Let's talk about that. Let's talk about how you started to use the carrot or the incentive to get people into your funnels, to get them into gold. So what was that carrot? What was the thing you were sharing that seemed so valuable to somebody they wanted to go get it, touch it, and become it, and then they found out about this whole world instead of PLS?
Well, let's take a quick step back for a second because we do a lot of live videos. So our leads see us on our live videos to our list. The first time a buyer comes in, we want to connect with them to get them to see us, live.
Yes.
And when we do our live, we incentivize going, to the higher levels, right? And what we do is we always focus on MTI right away.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. And then from there, we tell them if you want to go MTI, we have a special bonus offer for you, right? In other words, we want to give you, we want to go above and beyond and give you some things that can help you along your journey. And what that might be, right? In our case, what we give them is our own follow-up email series,
Which is about 103 emails.
that we've really used in our business.
Yeah.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
How do you give those to people? Is it a share code thing, or how?
No. What we do, we just say, hey, give me your email, and I put it in the test email. It goes right through their email, downloads right in their email
Okay.
inbox, and they can just use them how they want and stuff
Mhm.
like
So
that.
it's not like a automatic email autoresponder system that's already built instead of PLS that they can just copy.
Well, they could download it right. Well, we'll copy and paste it right from the email itself, or if they do have Aweber, I will use a share code with Aweber.
Yeah, you do share code in Aweber.
So, but sometimes if they don't have Aweber, because some people don't,
Right.
I actually just do it right in their inbox.
And we tell them that they can study and model after us and use, our copy and just learn how an actual broadcast email is formatted so that they learn a little bit about email marketing.
Yeah, I tell them to kind of change the title up a little bit, learn how to change, create good titles,
Mhm.
and just play around with that a little bit, and change the email format a little bit so you can learn not just to copy and paste, but to understand formats of emails.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
So the benefit of what you're telling people is that, you know, you figure out a way to use the tools, you figure out a way to systematize, automate, use email marketing, use video marketing, buy solo ads. You're sending them to your links. You're building your list, and then you started just freely giving all your tools and resources and duplicating it with your team. What did you start seeing happen with your team when they started using the things that you were modeling? How did that change your income? How did it make your company go wide and deep?
Let's just say we love tier 2 again. Okay.
Yeah. Where's
because
that paper?
Our tier 2s we saw was coming to us and thanking us because they never saw fast results. And that was coming from all the things that they were learning from us and getting as far as like leverage for help. They don't have to deal with tech overwhelm because we set them up within 24 to 48 hours. And we have everything set up from start to finish for PLS.
That's another bonus.
That's another bonus. Yeah. And we do that. And then all they have to do is just start driving traffic. And then they just learn as they grow. You know, that's what
Jeff,
we
you
do.
talk about duplication, how important it is.
Yes.
So I came to her and I said, what if we can duplicate what we're doing? How can we move as quickly as possible? And I thought about it. I'm like, well, people, what do they struggle with the most? They get struggling with getting to start marketing, period. So if we could take that equation out of the way and just kick them off the cliff, yep, and then build a parachute on the way down.
Yes.
They're in motion, right? They're in motion, right? They're not lazy anymore. They're in motion. They're getting some stuff going.
That's right.
And now they're like, oh God, I'm getting leads now. What do I do? Because that's what happens.
Exactly.
Guys, I'm getting leads. What do I do now? Okay, here's your next step, right? So, and it really helps a lot. And people are seeing the results. They're seeing leads come in. They're seeing sales for the first time come in, which is very, very exciting.
Mm-hmm. So I'm going to go share my screen here real quick and bring it up into the broadcast for people. And let's see if I can get that to go solo here. So this is the back office, the Power Lead system. And some of the stuff that Ace and Rich have talked about it's right here inside the Power Lead system. And you go to the training tab right here. And if you're all in, you bought all the different courses, you'll see all the courses right here. Amanda talked about this course right here, Roadmap to Riches. She was interviewed the other day, and she said this was the course that rocked her mentality, her mindset, that got her on the right path to motivation and getting discipline and really focusing on her business, which I never read this course myself. So I'm interested to see what this one's about. A lot of you guys jumped into this one, Free Ad Secrets. That was the one that you said was the co-op, right? Yeah. Or was it Master Traffic Academy? I forget which one was the co-op.
The Diamond, the Free Ad Secrets. Yeah.
Yeah, Free Ad Secrets. That one talks about co-oping and sharing advertising with the team. And then I think, Ace, you said that you learned some stuff from Max out of the Endless Free Leads program. What did you pull out of that?
Oh, my gosh. Everything that he teaches in those modules, just only focusing on the Facebook portion, really saved me with, getting uncomfortable with talking to people and social networking with them. My skill sets have definitely upped to the next level. And now I'm able to add 50 to 100 people a day. I have my own strategy that I do that with, and I'm able to connect with lots of people using his script book that helps me handle certain objections and talk to people at different levels.
Oh, yeah.
So these tools, you guys, that are inside these courses that people upgrade and buy, they're actually really good, you guys. There's actually really good training, actionable training, things that you can do that you can get a predictable result with. Now, you found some good information inside the Power VIP Club.
Oh, yes.
What were some of the things you guys liked back there?
The funnels. I snooped around back there, man. I was like, what's so good about this VIP stuff, right? So I went back there, and that's where I found the digital altitude funnel, and I reverse engineered it. And then I also went to the VIP section when it first comes up, when it goes to PLS share codes. And I found funnels there that I can use. I'm always looking to see what's coming up next to start testing. And it worked out so good. So good.
All right. So let me see if there's anything else inside here. Any other information in any of these? You said you liked some of the training inside Master Traffic Institute from all the leaders. And that's the big course. That's the $1,500 course that we sell inside the Power Lead system that you encourage everybody to upgrade through. Why do you like that so much? Why is MTI so good?
Because there's different strategies from leaders who are getting results. That's number one. Two, I'll tell you the two that I've gone over. right now is the solo ad with Rob Frazier,
Very good.
and also Franco with the YouTube
Video, yeah.
with the video.
Video.
Yep.
Yep.
Fabulous.
Now I just opened up yours after watching you live the other day.
Awesome. So are you going through Social Profit Academy, or are you going through the training inside MTI?
MTI.
Okay, so let me say something about that. So remember how you're talking about texting everybody and all that kind of stuff? When you go through my training inside of MTI, you'll learn how to automate sending text messages to people, automate voice calls to people, all using your Power Lead system. So when new leads come through your lead capture pages, you can start being personal with them, but through automation, and still have conversations, whether it's on your phone or using a desktop computer, to text people and to bring them to the next step and to encourage people to eventually you get them on the phone if you need to close that sale. So there's some really tricky stuff that we teach in the sales cyclone, which is what we called our course inside the MTI. And
Nice.
It's pretty advanced stuff. I got to admit, it's pretty advanced stuff. But once you see what we're doing, and we call it the Rainmaker effect, it makes it rain. It really does. It's pretty cool.
Man.
I do want to say that when it comes to there's something else that I wanted to say what we were doing, but it just slipped my mind. And when you're talking about texting and automating it and everything, when we follow up with people, we also went above and beyond. We did video calls because we wanted them to see us.
Right.
Like and it really made a big difference, Jeff.
It really does.
Right? It made a real big difference. It became more personal. We really got to know them, laughing, you know what I mean? Just building that relationship. And it just solidified, made it more solid.
Yeah.
Yeah, it makes a big difference.
So this is interesting. I was talking to Rich about this earlier. I was like, I built my whole internet persona on making people chase me. And the things that I did years ago and things that I still have done, it was always about funneling people with as much automation and hands-off stuff as I could possibly do, so that my phone would ring with people calling me saying, hey, my name is so-and-so, here's $10,000, here's whatever, I want to buy your program. And I'd be like, who are you? Where'd you come from? And I don't know how these people found me or what funnels they were in, but they're calling me and giving me money and joining my programs. You guys have flipped it, and you said, we're not going to wait for people to find us and then reach out to us. We're going to be as proactive as we possibly can, and outbounding text messages, outbounding emails, outbounding with video invites, and using these strategies. It's got to take up a lot of your time because it's manual, but I would say the payoff is worth it. The payoff is worth it because I value my time freedom so much that I don't want to work so hard. But for you guys, you're probably working really hard. How many hours a day are you guys putting into this thing?
Wow. Well, we do hard stop at like 11 o'clock at night.
Well, we pushed it back to 10 now.
Yeah, about 10, 11 o'clock at night, we stop and unplug, and then we just go to bed.
So you're hard at it all day.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But the difference is it doesn't feel like work because we really love what we do.
Yeah.
Yeah. And we do put breaks in between, what we do.
Yeah.
And we have certain days that we do the work, and then certain days we would just totally do what we want. And a lot of the automation is already handled as well on our part.
Yeah.
You guys take breaks, go on vacation still, and kind of get away a little bit?
Yeah.
Yeah, because you got to reach.
I went to that in your course, man. You got me thinking about that right now. And I know us. We're gonna be doing both. You know what I mean? So it's like.
Yeah.
No, I don't want you to stop doing what you're doing because it's working. And what's working, you just keep doing it, and you keep teaching people how you're doing it, so that they can copy you guys and they can start getting the similar or the same results that you're getting. There's a saying I learned a long time ago called "Be, Do, and Have." If you want to be a successful marketer, you got to do the things that successful marketers do in order to have the things that successful marketers have. So you just be, do, and have, and you share that with your people so that they can be, do, and have, and you're giving all this to your people so that they have all the resources they need to be successful. It's a bonus. It's a benefit of why someone will want to join your team as opposed to my team or someone else's team, because of all these cool things you're plugging them into to help them along the journey so they can get the results that you guys are getting. Is that true? Is that the way it works?
Yeah.
Absolutely.
And
Yeah.
also, Jeff, I want to throw in here something that I came up with that Rich thought was brilliant was a way to duplicate faster. So one of the strategies that I came up with was called the MVP Member of the Month program. So what I did was I encouraged all gold members that come in that You must focus on trying to get your first 30 sales within 30 days.
goals.
Can you do that?
Yeah.
Because if you can, we'll feature you on our blog and do a featurette post on you just to help boost your credibility a bit. Rick, you want to show that? I think he has it. There it is right there. I created the sheet.
Let's put this up on the screen and let's talk about this. And how is this used?
So what they do is every month we talk about it. In the first of the month, we always encourage the team members to go for it, right? Make it a goal. And how many new gold members can you get this month? I'll tell you, most of our team members have hit this multiple times.
Yeah.
So people print this out and they can kind of check off each smiley face?
Absolutely. Yes.
Okay.
It's an accountability sheet.
Yeah. That's awesome. Yeah, I think that's you've gamified it. You've
Yeah.
taken
Yeah.
of a reward system and you've gamified it with little stars and cross the box off or put X's in the eyes, whatever people want to do.
It becomes fun.
Knock these off the chart so they get to their first 30 sales. And how many people actually do it, make it in 30 days, or does it take a little bit longer than that?
Several members that hit it multiple times already.
Yes.
And you'll see it right on our blog. There's stories.
And they're using the same traffic methods, the same video marketing, solo ads.
They sign up with us, they're going to know what we do.
Exactly.
We teach what we do.
Yeah.
Yes.
And not only that, but like even some people, like when they start going, down this road, they start seeing upgrades because they're focusing on filling the pipeline.
Yes.
Yeah. All those upgrade emails are awesome, especially when they come from other people and you're getting those little cuts of their commissions. You didn't do anything for that.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
Leverage is nice.
And I like to share it also within the PLS community. So you'll see my posts and it has like a football, sports night theme in the background. And I'll say, congratulations, new MVP. You made $1,000 sale. That's what that means.
Yeah. So we have created a link for you guys. If you guys want to get a copy of the gold member, what do we call it? What do you call this thing? The MVP member of the month?
Accountability gold sheet.
Yeah.
Okay, so we've got this linked up at this link right here. You see on the screen. You go to the bit.ly link, write that down, 2 capital J Q B K 7 capital Y. It's right there in the screen in front of y'all. Write that link down, go to it, and you can see the I guess it's a PDF or an image. You can download it and you can use it. They can recreate it. They can do whatever they want with it and kind of own it and make it their own, right?
Exactly. Yeah. And not only that, but it's going to hold them accountable.
It is.
Yeah.
You're like, oh, I didn't get 30 goals this month. I better work harder next month, right? Like just hold yourself accountable as being an entrepreneur. It's like that old ugly word, take responsibility for your business, right? It's like that responsibility, ugly word that we don't like to hear.
Yes.
But it's healthy. It's a good thing.
I think, we're solving a lot of problems today in this interview because so many people come into the Power Lead system. What happens is they just don't know what to do. Like you said, people are on the verge of pulling the plug and they're ready to disconnect. They've done like the 7-day trial or they've kind of poked their head into a few things, but because they didn't get any help from their upline or the person they're signing up with, they just kind of didn't connect. And what you guys have done is you've made the connections, you've built a team, you've created a community, a tribe, some would say a clique, some would say, a horde, whatever the word you want to use. You created this special group that once people become a part of it, they don't want to leave. They want to see you guys every Wednesday or Thursday night. They want to plug into your next training. They want to find out what the new things that you guys are doing. But then you're not afraid to give them all the tools they need and share all the resources with them. You're not holding anything back.
No.
As a leader, you're not like, oh, I'm going to keep this for myself. But maybe you do. But it sounds like you just give it all to everybody so that they know
why we do that, Jeff? Because we believe in the 80-20 rule. We know what happens with the 80-20 rule. That's why we're not afraid to do that.
Most people won't take action, but some people will.
Exactly.
Right. Well, we've covered a lot of ground here, you guys. I don't know if there's anything else that we should get into. Is there anything questions I should ask you that I didn't ask you that you wanted to share more information about? Have we reached the end? What else is there to share?
Oh, man, I just think that, I was very stubborn in the beginning. If I can go back in time and talk to myself, like taking a DeLorean back in time.
Yeah.
Say, hey, Rich, work on your mindset more. Focus on investing in yourself more. Don't be afraid to invest in traffic.
Mm-hmm.
It's okay. That's how you build a business.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
I would tell myself that in the very beginning.
And
Ace, what would you tell yourself?
I would say, you know what, stop overthinking and overanalyzing and getting ready to get ready. Really, you know, we never faked it to make it. You hear our story, you know where we come from, and we weren't afraid to share that side of us. We're very humble and we're transparent, and there's nothing wrong with being real and vulnerable about your story, because your story really is going to inspire and impact so many people. So take imperfect action. Who cares if you make a mistake? Who cares if you made a sale and lost a sale? That shouldn't stop you.
Yeah.
No excuses.
Failure is not failure. Failure is nothing much but feedback.
All it is just feedback. That's all it is. Just work on your mindset and keep reading books. And don't just get books just for books to look good on your shelf. I'm talking about applying the books. Really read the good books and apply what the author's journey, what he went through in his journey, and apply the strategies that he's talking about in those books, because those books really do help us.
And go through the content in these courses inside the back office of the Power Lead System.
Absolutely. You bought
gems and nuggets back there.
Through them, right?
I just can't believe, like, I imagine where I would have been earlier if I would have, like, understood the big picture. But honestly, I just have to be real. I didn't understand the big picture. Now, no matter what offer I decide to sign up with, I can use Power Lead System to blow it up. It doesn't matter what it is.
So now the Power Lead System becomes your central hub website building platform for all the things you want to do that are sidelined to PLS, sidelined to your main opportunity. You can make money with affiliate marketing. You can build funnels and bridges and all these things for all these other things you want to be automating. And the Power Lead System gives you that tool, that platform that allows you to do that. I mean, it is an amazing system, you guys. If you really, really look at what Neil and Michael and Kevin and the guys put together so many years ago.
Yes.
I mean, I was there at the very beginning when Neil just kind of brain burped it and said, I think I want to create my own marketing platform. I'm like, all right. And he's like, will you help me? I'm like, I'll do what I can, because Neil and I were doing a lot of stuff together.
Nice.
It's great to look, you know, I think it's been 5 or 6 years now, and, you know, to see where the Power Lead System's gone, where it's been, where it's going today, and where it continues to grow. We want members to stay. We want members to plug in. We want you guys to be encouraged, all of you who are watching these videos, to know that you're not alone. There's a Facebook group you can come to and ask questions. People aren't going to yell at you or argue with you. They're here to help. The whole community is very open to helping you guys. We have awesome support people that just volunteer in the chat here in the Facebook group just to help people out, and they're giving tips and resources and encouraging things. You plug into the stuff, you guys. Plug into the tools. Plug into the people. Plug into the trainings, and then take action. Take action, 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 and that's going to get you into that be-do have that you're looking for, whatever that is for you. But I think we'll end the interview at that point. What do you guys think? Is that a good spot to end it?
Yeah, and enjoy that sheet,
amazing.
guys. That's our gift to you. You can take that sheet and just be accountable to yourself. This is a business. So when you first come in, even new gold members, guys, we love you guys, and we can definitely tell you there is a success road really worth walking. Just go ahead and focus on getting your first 5 and build by 5. The brain can only focus on small things. So if you say, I want to get 100 golds, don't think like that. Think first 30. So now you have to build by 5. And that you can focus on the 5 easier than focus on the whole 30.
And last but not least, don't get addicted to the outcome. It will mess with your mind.
Oh,
So what does that mean, addicted to the outcome?
People get addicted to the results, if it's good or bad. Like, don't go too high, don't go too low. Just stay in the middle, even keel emotionally, because as an entrepreneur, what I've learned is that I kind of got numb to what happens, because if something doesn't go right a certain week, if I get upset and everything, I can't think logically to make the right decisions as an entrepreneur. If I get too emotional and I'm jumping all around and I'm upset about this or upset about that, while I'm listening to somebody's negative post or something, I can't think logically. So separate your emotion from what's actually happening, and you'll make better decisions.
Awesome. Well, you guys, I want to thank you for your time sharing your story. We've already had many comments in the Facebook group here that you're inspiring people. They're just really excited to see your story and how you're helping them and their story and their journey. And that's why we're here, you guys. That's why we're doing these interviews, because we want you guys to see the people behind the Power Lead System and the processes they're using, the people and the products behind the Power Lead System that can help you guys grow your business, be more successful, have the things you want to have, do the things you want to do, travel, enjoy life, or work real hard and enjoy that too. So thanks, Ace and Rich, for being here. And we'll see you guys on the next interview series. Watch for that in your Facebook notifications. It will be coming up probably next week. So thanks, everybody. Bye for now.
Bye.
Bye.